You may or may not have heard of the Notting Hill Carnival. So, if you haven't heard of it, here's a little picture from it. It is an annual Caribbean carnival that has taken place in London since 1966 on the streets of the Notting Hill area. That might be where it gets its name from. Spoiler alert. Yes, it is. And that's in an area of Kensington in London. And it's got a bit of a reputation behind it, hasn't it?
It has, and I think that there's some good twerking involved in it.
Is there such a thing as good twerking, Stelios?
I mean, it's a skill.
But I tell you what is really good. Yesterday, there were only 3 stabbings. This is great news, Stelios. So let's have a look at some of the crimes that went on. So 3 stabbings, a 32-year-old woman, life-threatening condition. 29-year-old man and 24-year-old man were stabbed. 15 officers have been assaulted. 90 arrests have been made. 10 assaults on emergency workers, which I presume is ambulance staff. I imagine it's not, fire engines or lifeguards, is it? 8 of possession of drugs with the intent to supply. 18 possession of an offensive weapon. 4 sex offences. Some more possession of drugs there. Theft from a person, just 8 other offences. Public order offence, robbery, assault. Sounds like a lovely place, doesn't it?
It is, yeah.
And let's have a look at previous years, because actually, although there is one more day still to go, so they could beat their records, it's actually set to be one of the lower crime ones. So 2017, 12 stabbings. 2018, 7 stabbings. 2019, 18 stabbings.
What happened there? What happened in 2019?
I don't know. They were just particularly upset. 2022, 7 stabbings. Of course, there are some years missed out in the COVID years. And 2023, there were 10 stabbings. So they need a grand total of 7 stabbings today when this, segment goes out for them to meet their president there of the previous year.
I wonder if there's a sequence and every other year it's 7.
It goes up by there's a little pattern going on.
Yeah.
But here we go. So that's Sunday, Monday. So normally
Theft person.
Monday is almost twice as sort of crimey.
Yeah.
There's lots of crimes going on. You know what I mean?
Was that last year?
I don't know. I think that's just a tally of since they've been gathering data.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily clear it up. But yes, also very expensive. But we'll be getting to that. So obviously, it's safe to say that with all of those crimes going on, perhaps not the safest place to go, right? Perhaps not child-friendly, despite being advertised as being child-friendly. The previous day was the child-friendly day. 3 stabbings, 90 arrests, by the way. Just worth pointing out.
It's a mostly peaceful carnival.
Well, we'll be getting to that.
Yeah.
Oh, they said the thing, all right. But yes, there were metal detectors here checking for knives and things like that. So they were trying to preempt people stabbing each other because, of course, at this point, it's like the migration of, birds into the country. There will be stabbings when the Notting Hill Carnival goes on, but it still doesn't stop it. It's still not enough because people still get weapons in there. And of course, despite all of the crime on the first days, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, said, "Fantastic scenes at Notting Hill Carnival today, celebrating London's Caribbean communities. Carnival is part of the very fabric of our city, an amazing way to bring communities together." Worth mentioning that London is nearly 2,000 years old. This festival has existed since 1966.
Okay.
Is it woven into the fabric of the city? I don't think so. It's also worth mentioning...
Question.
Sure.
You said it started in 1966.
Mm-hmm.
Could it have been the case that it went on for millennia and
We just didn't know about
at
it.
some point it stopped in the 20th century?
Just all those Caribbean people thousands of years ago, I'm sure. But yes, it's worth mentioning as well that Sadiq Khan did say terror attacks were part and parcel of living in a big city. So maybe there is an acceptable amount of stabbing and sexual assaults and theft for Sadiq Khan. But me, as a normal person, I don't think any amount of crime is acceptable. And I think that we should do everything we can to stop it. But maybe that's just Sadiq. It's also worth mentioning as well, in 2023, it cost 11.7, if you round it up, 11.8 £2.8 million to police, which is a ridiculous amount of money to expect the taxpayer to pay for this. And I, for one, don't think that that's a good deal. But do you know what is a good deal, Stelios?
What?
Signing up to lotuseaters.com. Oh, that was smooth, wasn't it? And also what you can do, you see this thing... Oh, my mouse is not working. You see this up here? That is a donate button. If you'd like to donate some money to us, I'd very much appreciate it. I've been working here for 4 years. I've got no savings. I can't afford to live. Please help me. That's genuinely true, unfortunately. So yes, please support us. We earn no money from doing this podcast, although people do sign up to our website to support it. So please do support us. It's very important. Anyway, with that out of the way, here we are. Here are some of the crowds. So
I don't see anything problematic there. Do you?
There are the police sort of being squashed in the middle. Doesn't look very easy to police, to be honest. There's sort of like a conga line of police officers there. Oh, is it from last year, is it? But this is still representative. In fact, there's probably more people going to this one.
You see, they're pushing the police officers there. What is this festival the one that last year we had someone twerking in front of a police officer?
There's going to be some more of that. So, in fact, here we go. I'm not going to play this for very long, but yes, I'm going to scroll up. You did. I already saw it beforehand. I'll scroll up so you don't have to view it. But yes, police officer just stood there accepting the twerking and then eventually steps away. And then there's this as well where I don't know how recent that video is. I've not been able to verify. But it's basically a female police officer getting humped by a random guy against a railing. I think that's sexual assault.
That's two-tier policing also.
We'll be getting to that. But yes, when it was the anti-immigration protests, there are people just stood on the pavement and getting arrested. When it is the Notting Hill Carnival, they're treated with kid gloves. And I've spoke to people within the Met Police, and they've said that, yes, we treat black people differently than the rest of the population because we're worried about how it looks, how policing looks, and, you know, all the bad rap they've been getting since 2020. Which is kind of pathetic, really, because if you're meant to be enforcing the law, it's just like, oh, I'm worried that the small minority of the population is going to be upset about it.
I mean, the first and only priority of the police should be to enforce the law. Yes. It seems that their priority is to not be called racist.
Apparently so. And not only that, the media are, of course, running cover for it all. So here we go.
They've given us an update that they've made 38 arrests and recovered 4 knives. And they said a man believed to be in his 20s has been stabbed. His injuries are not life-threatening. But overall, it's been a really peaceful and enjoyable day for people.
These are just celebratory knives.
It was just a mostly peaceful stabbing. You know, 3 people, one of them in critical condition, 90 arrests for a whole litany of crimes. It's mostly peaceful. It's funny how that gets trotted out, isn't it? These little turns of phrase. And it's also worth mentioning as well that an ex-Scotland Yard inspector commented about this, saying that it isn't the ultimate example of two-tier policing. So he says, and I'm just going to read from the article here, the Notting Hill Carnival is the ultimate in two-tier policing. A former Scotland Yard inspector called Mike Neville has claimed. He branded the carnival the ultimate, they're repeating themselves, but if the behaviour of the Notting Hill Carnival was replicated at football matches or any other event, it would be banned. You see people openly smoking drugs, abuse of police officers, dancing with female officers to the point of sexual assault. I challenge anybody to do the same thing on the way to a Millwall football game. And he also claimed the police at the carnival are told only to arrest in the most extreme circumstances because of the community sensitivities, meaning that black people kick up a fuss if you arrest them in a sort of racial solidarity sense. Therefore, we've got to listen to them rather than, you know, hang on a minute, don't you guys commit more crime than anyone? Shouldn't you actually feel the force of the law more so than most other people, not be treated with kid gloves? Because all that does is embolden people to become even greater criminals. And how do you think The Guardian covered yesterday?
I think that they said that it was a celebration for everyone.
one big ball of happiness.
Yeah, I'm sure
1 million revelers expected at Notting Hill Carnival.
I'm sure the person who got stabbed was very happy by the end of it.
Yes, of course. And it's worth mentioning as well that this is a residential area, and this is what the residents have to do when the Notting Hill Carnival comes in. They have to board up their windows. And here's another example of someone boarding up what looks like either the entrance or their back garden or something like that.
Why? It's mostly peaceful. Why are they doing it?
Oh, they're scared of peace. That's what it is. Yeah. And here's a video of just an entire street to get the scope of it. Everywhere is boarding itself up because they know what is going to happen. They're just so peaceful that they need to board themselves up.
Yeah.
But there's also this. I'm not going to play this video, but it's a video of almost 2 minutes long of someone's Ring doorbell camera recording lots of people urinating in their front garden, basically. I mean, it's not a nice front garden, I'll give them that. But still, if you have to walk past the smell of other people's smelly urine, it's unpleasant. And the thing is, people are aware that there's a Ring doorbell camera, and they're just like, sorry, I just really need to pee, to the camera, and then doing it anyway, and just getting naked from the waist down, shamelessly.
Sorry, I just can't get over the fact that you explained it. That that it's not nice to urinate on people's front yard or something.
Well, we've got to lower the standards for our guests, Stelios, because they don't understand how to be civilized, apparently. So
that's only for number one. For number two, it's next door. No, that's something.
So some smart residents realise that you can make money from people weeing and pooing in their front garden, and yes, they're charging people in their driveway to use some toilets. This seems to me to be, well, if people are doing this, we may as well, contain it and make money off of it, make the best of a bad situation, rather than anything else. But it's sort of sad that someone has to put portaloos on their front garden just to stop it getting covered in excrement.
Yeah.
And also, there's this. Elderly Notting Hill residents are given £1,000 to go on a seaside trip during the carnival because it's just so peaceful. There's a houselet boarded up.
Can you go back a slide here? Okay, I think that this is dangerous. It says queue jump, £5. Imagine if you have hundreds of people who want to queue jump. This might cause
another queue.
Yeah, it's going to be like World War Z. Imagine.
Well, judging from the footage of the crowd last year that I showed, is not too far off already. But yes, elderly people have to be shipped out at a cost to the taxpayer as well from the council. All for this festival for Caribbean people. Why are we paying all this money? Why are so many police officers getting assaulted? Why do local people have to be hounded out of their homes for the sake of people being degenerates in the street, basically?
It's a projection of might.
It is. Well, it's a projection of dominion over London, isn't it? And just in case things couldn't get any worse, everybody is celebrated Notting Hill Carnival's push for plus-size positivity. This is just for you, Stelios. I know you're interested in the ladies of size in the African community.
I mean, I watched some videos that I sent you, and you said you couldn't play them.
Yes, there's some very haunting things I've seen today.
Yeah.
Even though I've got a bit of a cold, I'm even more run down now than ever. Yes, people of plus-size positivity, of course, celebrating unhealthy eating and basically a slow march to an early death is apparently a good thing. I mean, I support people in their unhealthy life choices. If they want to be delusional, go ahead. I don't care anymore. It's also worth mentioning as well, the person who founded the Notting Hill Carnival was a communist. Here she is, Claudia Vera Jones, born in Trinidad and Tobago, went to the United States, got deported because she is a communist, and I'm about...
Bless you, Josh.
Oh, I'm allergic to communism. Sorry.
Bless you.
Yes, it's just the mere mention of the word communist made me sneeze. But anyway, yes, communist, feminist, black nationalist, and she, for some reason, got asylum in Britain after being deported from the US because, of course, same with Karl Marx, right? And yes, due to political persecution of communists in the US. Good. McCarthy was right. And then look what she did in Britain. She caused a festival of degeneracy. And the thing I wanted to end on was this. So there's this tweet here. I wonder why so many commentators on the right have a peculiar interest in talking negatively about Notting Hill Carnival each year. I just can't put my finger on it, but there must be something notable about it that makes it catnip for them. What could it be?
And then stabbings.
Here's Harry's tweet. You know, a guy told me that he thought the worst part of the Notting Hill Carnival every year was the right-wing reaction to it, and I disagreed. You disagree with that? Yeah, I thought it was the stabbings. So yes, channeling the Jerry Seinfeld, Norm Macdonald bit there. Yes, we don't like crime. We don't like degeneracy. We don't like paying for it. It's obviously an abomination. Why do we have it? I hope you appreciated that segment from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, and if you want to see what else we're putting out, you can follow our series Lads Hour. We have a lot of fun behind the paywall, and if you haven't signed up and you still want to support us, you can donate, and also if you want to see all the work we're putting out, we post links to it all on our Twitter. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.